Hi everyone, my name is Elvira Abdullaeva and I'm a current master student at HEC and I'm here on my exchange at HHL Graduate School of Management in Leipzig, Germany. This is my very last video from my exchange as it's almost over, and here I want to share some recommendations for future students. So to start with, I want to thank HEC for this opportunity, and I think all the bureaucracy, which is Germany renowned for, was this experience because this semester was full of interesting classes, interesting people, joy and adventures. However, there are some things that I think may help you to feel more comfortable and make your experience smoother here in Germany. So first of all, it's language. Leipzig is relatively big city for Germany, but it's not big enough for everyone to know English here. So in some situations, for example, while talking to officials, sometimes in banks, sometimes in post office, in restaurants while making order, they prefer speaking German or it's the only option. So actually knowing some basics in German language will help you a lot, feeling more confident and comfortable in the city. So I guess it's my recommendation number one, just to know the basics, because for me, for example, I only knew like some hello and goodbyes, and it was not enough, and sometimes I was stressed because I couldn't really have a conversation with someone and I couldn't really ask for help. But it was, most of the times it was okay because I could find a person out of the crowd knowing English and German, because a lot of young people know English, so it was kind of smooth anyways, but it's more comfortable to know the language still. Another recommendation is to take part in as many HHL activities as you can, because HHL is a lot about networking and meeting new people, especially in international circumstances, is really interesting, and it also really adds a lot of value to your overall experience. And actually, I think that, for example, during orientation weeks, I met so many people and I got to know almost everyone. So next time I went to class or had like break between classes, I was really comfortable, not feeling alone or something like that. And I think that with some people I really built some kind of long-lasting relationship, and I think that that's what your exchange semester is about. So I actually recommend you to make as many acknowledgements with people as you can. Another maybe a little practical thing is that you will have an ID card, student ID card, with which you can pay on campus for your dinner or lunch in canteen, in cafeteria, for printing out things. So my recommendations here is do not put in a lot of money in the very beginning, because you may not spend it all. As for me, for example, I didn't. I still have around 10 euros that I will never spend again. So it's kind of just a practical recommendation. Another thing that I can suggest is to be really picky and really prepared before you come in terms of bureaucracy, because you will have a lot of stuff to do as a non-European citizen. You will need to open a bank account, you will need to register, you will need to receive your house insurance, and actually you will need to close it all before you leave. And maybe picking up a right bank, a right health insurance provider will save you time and nerves, I guess, will cause you less stress. For example, I can give one practical recommendation. I really think that it worth it to open a block account, block bank account. Never mind. At via Finidba, and maybe the best bank will be Wise, because you will both have IBAN and also connection to Russian bank, which is really practical, especially when you want to close your bank account. Another thing, maybe the very last thing that I want to suggest while being here is to enjoy, because for example I had a lot of not a lot of, but I had like some friends, exchange students, who took too many classes that were not required because they just were interested in the subject and not because they needed it for their degree. And they actually couldn't do a lot of extracurricular activities. They couldn't really travel, they couldn't really enjoy. They were always stressed about the assignments, and it was kind of hard experience for them, even though they actually enjoyed too. But for me, I took some subjects that were needed for my individual study plan, and then I only took one more subject of my interest, and it was kind of smooth for me. I had plenty of time to enjoy the overall life abroad, to travel to some neighbors, and actually to spend time with my new friends. And I guess that it's like the best strategy ever. And maybe this is a very last recommendation, but if you have a chance to see any football match, especially if it's a Leipzig team playing, please do this. Because Leipzig is a lot about football, and on the day when they have matches, the whole city is almost crazy about it. The whole vibe is about football, and it's just amazing to experience and to be part of it. Especially because our HHL campus is in front of the Red Bull Arena, where all matches are held. So it's kind of interesting experience, and I think that it's worth visiting it. I didn't do it myself, and I'm really sad about that, but almost all my exchange students did it, and I think it's kind of really experience here, so I would recommend it too. Otherwise, I think I have only general recommendation. Just enjoy, be yourself, try to make as many friends as you can, try to meet as many people as you can, because it's actually really interesting. And be responsible at your projects to have a good reputation, to be sure that these people in the future, once you meet them, they will be nice and glad to see you. And don't forget to have fun. I think that's it. Thank you for your attention.